Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. Today we're going to be talking about the GoPro Hero 13 Black. Now I purchased this camera, it's been a while since I've had it, but I've been using it a lot, and I've been creating with the 13 Hero Black with my DJI Mic 2, and I think the footage is spot on, perfect for when you're outdoors in certain situations. But what if I wanted to use it indoors? Well, here is the GoPro Hero 13 Black shooting in the same position as my camera, my regular camera. And what you're probably going to notice is that the GoPro Hero 13 Black has a much wider field of view. And this could be corrected on a mirrorless camera if you just put on a wide angle lens. But what if I wanted to use this camera for vlogging like this? Well, I still could use my DJI Mic 2, but I'm using my external condenser mic here because it's running into the Mac and just giving you the best audio I could possibly give you at this moment. But the GoPro Hero 13 Black, in comparison to my Sony a6100, with just a regular lens on there, I think you would be surprised to see that the quality is actually pretty good. So if you're thinking about getting a GoPro, I think you probably could handle the GoPro 13 Black. The GoPro Hero 13 Black definitely is a step up, and it is much better in quality than, say, the 12, 11. Probably the 12 is good, but I think the main issue you have with GoPros is overheating. And I'm happy to report that I have yet to have an issue with overheating with my GoPro Hero 13 Black. You guys know where I live at. It's hot outside all the time. Even if it's just 90 degrees, it's hot. There's no getting around it. It is hot. And I think the reason that the GoPro Hero 13 Black might not be overheating as much is because it appears to be more aggressive with the screensaver mode. Like when you're recording, the screen will time out. You can turn this off. But even when I turned it off with the other versions of the GoPro Hero 13 Black, the GoPro Heroes lineup, it just still overheated at some point. And so I ended up switching everything to DJI. And I like that the GoPros now can use Bluetooth audio, and I immediately hooked up my DJI Mic 2 and started filming with it. And I think I want to give you a sample of that now, just to show you exactly how well this thing does. It does really good on a windy day as well. So if you haven't been following my car channel, that's where I post my content on my Corvette. I'm doing more of my Tesla stuff on my tech channel, but reality is this is quality from the GoPro Hero 13 Black, and I think it does well. The viewfinder is really wide, so I'd have to move the camera. I have to move in really close to really take away some of this background, but that's a good thing, because if you're vlogging with this camera, you're going to have a lot in view and you're going to get good quality. Now you're probably going to say, well, Jay, I want to hear what the GoPro sounds like without your external mic. Well, the GoPro Hero 13 Black sounds really good indoors and outdoors without the presence of an external mic or the use of an external mic. But I think it's going to come down to, if it's really windy, you're going to need a mic. It has a wind filter on it, the capabilities of a wind filter, like a noise canceling mic to block out the wind, but it's not going to ever be as good as an actual microphone, I say. So let's take a look at some footage that was done with the GoPro Hero 13. Let's look at stability and just look at overall recording with this camera, and then we'll come back and close out. GoPros do really good when they're in the sunlight. Not so much when it's late in the evening. I recorded a video later in the evening and it didn't come out good at all. It was an HDR. Try to get up on a sidewalk. There's a lot of cars right now. I'm doing about 15 miles an hour right now. I'm just gonna ride down and ride back up. See how this GoPro actually does on bumpy roads like this. All right, guys, so now here is the GoPro Hero 13 Black shooting on a very sunny day. And I just want to show you footage outside, just stationary, me shooting a video of my car. But I also want to show you this camera next to the iPhone 16 Pro. Now these videos were shot on separate days, and on the day that I was recording with the iPhone, it wasn't as sunny, but you get some gist of how well the GoPro Hero 13 Black can handle shooting different items and different things. So it was sunny that day, and obviously you can see the car on the with the GoPro, it looks much more deeper in color. But the iPhone 16 Pro is definitely no slouch. So what do you think about this footage? Well, folks, you've seen a little bit of footage here. Should you buy this little camera for your YouTube channel, for your outdoor footage, whatever? Well, the GoPros are definitely cameras that should be used for outdoor use. It's for an active person. But there's a lot of people out there that actually use these cameras for their YouTube channel. And I don't blame them, because the footage can actually be pretty good. Like if I were to tilt this down and use it for shooting content on the channel, I think it would be pretty good. I don't think it would be that bad, because a lot of people do it. You just have to have your lighting right. So if you notice outside, the GoPro Hero 13 Black looks phenomenal. It looks really good. The colors are really good representation of a reality. But then when I put in a little bit of mix of the iPhone 16 Pro, my car doesn't look as dark. But I think that's probably because, again, it wasn't sunny on that day. But still, the iPhone footage is simply, it's on another level. But the GoPro is producing the colors a little bit more true to life. And in that particular scenario, I'm not saying the GoPro is better than the iPhone 16 Pro by any means of that. There's no way. I could vlog with both of them right here, and you would say, no, I'm taking the iPhone all day, because indoors, the footage on the GoPro in a controlled lighting situation, like my controlled lighting situation, I don't have the lights up very bright, but I do have them set at a nice point to do a review, so tones can come out perfectly fine and things like that. But if I put the iPhone next to the GoPro here in the office, you're going to say, no, Jay, I'm rolling with the iPhone, or probably any other phone for that matter. But I still say the GoPro Hero 13 Black can be used as an all-around everyday camera for a creator. You've got a viewfinder up front, you've got a viewfinder on the back, you've got great microphones, you can do Bluetooth or audio now, so it's all there. And don't forget the media mods and things you can do, but most people probably won't buy those expensive media mods. Best you might want to do is get a creator's kit like I did before. You can get extra batteries. But speaking of battery, the battery in this thing is actually pretty good. I only charge it every now and again, and I leave it in the car sometimes, and it gets really hot in the garage or hot outside or whatever. So I think if you're looking for a quick shooter that can do amazing stability, the stability of this thing is crazy, and quality is going to be phenomenal outdoors, then this is probably the camera for you. If you're going to use it for your YouTube channel for creation, for vlogs, this could be a camera for you. Just make sure you get your audio right outdoors. And if you don't have the ability to have a wind filter or an external mic, well, I think if you're investing in this camera right here, this camera is not cheap. It starts at like $400, I think I paid. And then the DJI mic is only $99. So I think if you can spend $400 on this, it's worth spending an additional $100 to get a DJI mic too, because it's wireless and it can record right to itself as an external source, or you can just go straight through the camera. So I think it's better to do it that way, so you don't have to edit too much in post. But as a person who's been using this since launch, it's been great, man. I mean, I just started using it on my car channel, didn't really put out too much content on it here. But I got to tell you, this camera is totally worth it. It's much better than the previous generation GoPros, because the main thing here is battery. It does not overheat. It has not overheated for me. And again, I live in an area where it's super hot outside. So just take that into consideration. I'm shooting outdoors a lot with this. I'm not using it indoors. And another good thing about this indoor usage, you can record straight from Type-C. So basically you can leave it plugged in and just continuous recording until your heart's content. And it'll, when your SD card fills up, then you switch to another SD card. But make sure you have the right class SD card as well too. And let me see if I can show you what I have in here now. I do have a 512 gig, but this is a smaller one I have here. You need an SD card that's actually going to work. There you go. You need to get a high class SD card, and it's going to have to be one of these extreme ones, because you've got to be able to get the files so where they're not corrupt, and it'll actually record for you unlimited with no SD card errors. So should you buy the GoPro Hero 13 Black? And just so you know, this video isn't sponsored or anything like that. I just like to show you my content because I buy a lot of stuff, and I want to share it with some people who don't have the money or don't want to spend the money on like a mirrorless camera. This camera now has different lens attachments. Go figure. I mean, they're expensive, but they're not as expensive as investing in glass. Like, I'm using my A6100 now, and it's nowhere near expensive as one. The lens on this camera right here that I'm using is $400. So you don't want to invest in something like that. Cameras like, and you don't want to use your cell phone and you want better quality than your cell phone. Yeah, this could be an option for you. Now, Jay, you're going to say it's all roses and there's nothing wrong with the camera. Absolutely not. I think the main thing they need to do with this thing is give it a 1-inch sensor, because as I was doing my ride along, I kind of hinted on, hey, I did an HDR video and it just wasn't great. It just looked horrible at night. The footage was just bad. It just wasn't good. I think it's, I need to pull it off and see if I can find it, but the HDR content was just not good. It was super grainy, and I can do a ton of HDR content on other phones in the evening time, which I have done, and it's perfect. So give it a 1-inch sensor and that should solve your night footage, I would say. But other than that, I like it a heck of a lot better than every other action camera I have right now. You can change the lenses. There's no overheating. It's got better battery. It's a 1900 milliamp hour battery in here. And I think I've maybe charged this, like a charge cycle for me would be about once every week or so, depending on how heavy I'm recording that week. On my car channel, I put out a lot of content, but nowhere near as much content as the tech channel. So I like it, folks. I think it's a win. I think you should try it. It's your man Jay. If you guys enjoyed, I like it. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.